Okay, that was how easy it is for you to hack a unattended personal computer. It could be a laptop. You have a thumb drive or a flash drive. You can boot and then you can upload before the owner returns. Many times, this is one of the reasons why you are asked not to leave any personal devices unattended. If it is out of line of sight for more than 1 minute, as you can see in this device, anything could happen. Somebody who is looking for some information could try to hack you. It is information. So let us see how we can protect these devices. So how can we protect these devices? Number one is physical protection. Okay. You need to actually lock it, keep it under lock and key. The laptop, as I said, comes with a slot. Desktop also comes with slots wherein you can lock these devices so that they are not taken away, or at least there is a sense of protection. It is not as easily as taking something and then slip it into your pocket, walk away. No, you cannot do that. You have to keep it safe physically. Keep it locked. There are two locks. One is, as I said, the physical lock, if possible. And the second one is the locking the system with some kind of a password. It could be your fingerprint as a password. It could be a combination of your password as a opening mechanism so that you can get back to work. Third thing is, when you are done with your old system, when you hand over, just don't hand over the system. Make sure that you delete everything. In fact, not only you install a new system, make sure you wipe out the hard disk and replace all the information available by zeros, so that a guy who is going to get the system do not re-engineer and get to know what it was installed. So that is all the things that you need to do with physical protection. And then also the next is the boot protection you have to do. As I said, if somebody tries to hack your computer by inserting a flash drive in the USB, reboot and take control, you should not allow them. So you should probably be able to disable some of the USB drives at the boot time. So these are the physical protections that you can do. The OS level protection is make sure that you keep the operating system up to date. Most oftenly you will see the operating systems, if you are using old operating systems, for example, if you are using Windows 8 or Windows 7, Windows XP, and things like that, please do not use it because they are not guaranteed against today's sophisticated hacking mechanisms. So keep upgrading your operating system. And also, even though if your operating system is up to date, security patches should be updated. I have noticed as a security analyst, the security updates keep appearing once in each for almost every personal device I have seen in my life, or which I own, or which I use in my office, which I use personally, they are there. Turn on the device searching feature. And this is particularly important for mobile phones because if you keep all your things together, this is possible particularly in the Apple world. If you have an Apple iPhone, if you have an Apple iMac or MacBook Air, all these things can keep tracking of each other. It will exactly show you where it is. So you have to make sure that it is not out of sight. Then you have to actually enable the locking feature. That means you are doing some work and you need to step out. Please make sure that you lock the screen or lock the computer and then walk away before walking away from your working place. The next level is network protection. Make sure that when you are working in a known communication network, free networks. Okay, free networks, free Wi-Fi could land you into trouble, as I had told you already. You have to ensure that you work inside the Wi-Fi enabled web or WPA environment so that your communications are secured, and then they are protected from hackers trying to see what is going on in your system. Finally, make sure that many a times, as I said earlier, your mobile or personal devices, particularly mobile and laptop, have messages which, when you are using a particular application, will enable you what is known as a two-factor authentication. On the screen, I have highlighted a Kotak Bank information wherein it has sent me an OTP which is 340036. It is your one-time password for your CRN number, okay, customer relationship number. See, this happens whenever I log in, and this is sent to my mobile phone. So whether I log in to that application via my mobile phone or via my laptop, I get this. This is to establish it is who it is. It is Dr. Kumar, or it is Ramesh or Shankar or whomsoever it is. Use this number and then you can continue your transaction. But if somebody calls you and says, there is an SMS which you have got, can you please share me with your number? Please don't do that, because somebody is trying to hack into your system. The next is the app level protection. Make sure that you download only authentic apps. You do not download any apps from anywhere. For example, if you are using iPhone, download only from App Store, because App Store certifies that this is an app. This do not have a malware. This do not have a spyware. Similarly, Android phone has a Play Store. I'm not sure about Android phone whether they certify that it has malware, whether it will check the application for malware or any other spyware. But as long as it is available on Google Store, there is a tracing which you can always do. Then when you install an application, please read the app policy in detail before you really install. I will tell you why it is important. For example, I will talk about TikTok a little later on, or probably I think I will talk about it right away. This is particularly true with respect to apps such as TikTok and WeChat. These are the Chinese applications. And the problem is, when you want to install these applications, like any other application, it will throw a terms and agreements. And somewhere in the corner, it says, your application may be shared or will be shared with the Chinese Communist Party in case it is required by them at any point in time. This is entered. Actually, there was this happened about 6 to 8 months ago to one of the senators of the United States of America, which he presented that when TikTok can openly say that it can share the information with its PLA, what is wrong with it? So that is the thing that, it can track any kind of information, and then you will be surprised what all TikTok and WeChat can take away from your mobile phone. And I have a video which I'm going to show it to you in a couple of minutes. But it is very important that, you make sure that it is from a genuine source, and make sure you read the app policy, that you are not saying yes to something which you have ignored. That is very important. Then enable locking of the apps if you are not using the apps are locked. And do not save, this is very, very important, do not save your passwords on mobile phones. Because if there is a botnet or a spyware, it can capture your passwords and then transmit across to somebody whom you don't even know where it is going to send to. So instead use a fingerprint as a password authentication. For example, here you guys might have been using the Google Pay for payment. What Google Pay does is, first of all, it will make sure that it is you, it will ask for a fingerprint. Only if the fingerprint is authenticated, it will go ahead and present you the next screen wherein you will put your other passwords, OTP, etc., so that your transaction is 2 times or 3 times more protected than whatever it is. So make sure that your two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication on your personal device is enabled, so that all serious applications such as banking applications, stock market applications, mutual funds applications, corporate applications, healthcare and other wallet kind of applications are kept safe from the hackers. Next, we will continue with application level security, wherein I think I presented a similar one. But actually, I think you see somewhere here, actually there are two things which is enclosing here. For information on the security content of Apple software, so go to this place so and so. That means there is a security update that it is installing. Whenever the system asks for this security update, please make sure that it is done, because most of you guys are using. It could be Apple, it could be an Android phone. Make sure, or a Samsung phone. Make sure that these security updates are installed first. Make sure that the apps are of the latest version, because the latest version would have fixed all the problems of the yesteryear problems. Ensure safe practice on the device all the time. Physical practices, as I said, keep your devices safe. Keep it locked. If the device is not being used for more than 1 minute, it auto locks. These are the things that you have to cultivate. Then application usage practices. Then enable encryption wherever possible, because when you are actually trying to use some applications, when the information is exchanged across the network, the applications that you use are encrypted. Make sure that the antivirus or malwares are installed on your system, and then these things scan on a very regular manner across, so that anything that is downloaded into your system, it is ensured that it is not a spyware, botnet, or any ransomware or anything that is downloaded into your system. Install this and scan regularly. This is very important for desktops nowadays. It may not be very popular on the mobile phones, but it is available on a systematic basis on laptops and desktops nowadays, and then you can make sure that your system is protected with respect to all features. Most importantly, if you have an antivirus or a malware scanning program, make sure that viruses of all these malwares are updated, so that there is an attack, it will pop up the window. This has happened many times on my system, because I use, for example, here I am using Norton Security, and then I have it across all my devices, including my mobile phone. It will protect you from somebody hacking into your. If I go to certain websites, immediately it will not even allow me to go to that website. It says there is a problem in this website, I cannot proceed, and then I know I am not into the site, so I back off. It is very important that all this antivirus thing, anti-malware scanners are up to date, and then your system is safe. And now we will have the second and the last video break, and I know that this is a very, very important thing. You guys might have heard this is about TikTok and WeChat. TikTok belongs to a company called ByteDance, and there has been a long list of complaints. About 2 to 3 months ago, this had become a very big news in America, and still today it is a very big news all over the place, all over the world, including India, where India banned TikTok and WeChat. And actually they have banned about 289 apps. Most of these apps are mobile apps. Most of these apps have been seen to compromise on what has been happening. Without that, they wouldn't have banned. It's an international recognition that India was able to come up to and then protect citizens from getting into the possible attack from apps such as TikTok and WeChat. So let's take a look at what is this and then come back.